I agree with dude. She must have been on something. Welcome to What We Thinking podcast, episode 10.
Nice.
Yeah, we're on episode 10. We missed the last couple of weeks because I was gallivanting. I was on vacation.
I used to focus only on hurts. I had many gifts, but I was my own curse. But hold up, wait a minute, stop that. I need to focus on now, not that.
Get your mind right and your money tight.
So Bryson.
Yeah, Ben.
This is Bryson, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
One of the hosts. And I'm Influence, Ben, whatever you want to say. So, how you been doing this week? Or the last couple weeks since we ain't talked?
I've been doing good. Working on watching my sodium every day. Sodium intake, cholesterol intake. Recently had a physical and I had a good blood pressure reading. So that was good. But yeah.
Sounds good. That sounds good. Let me move this because I don't know what I'm doing with that. So my water.
How was your vacation?
Oh, vacation was wonderful.
Nice.
Vacation was great. Went to Aruba. Mm-hmm. Probably one of the best islands I've ever been to. Yeah, so it was great. It was a great time. Yeah, I highly recommend going to Aruba if you haven't been, or if you have been, because I'm definitely want to go back.
Nice.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best islands I've been to. Like I said,
nice, dude. What you was posting online.
Oh yeah,
looked really nice.
Good flamingos.
Looked nice and relaxing.
Definitely was that. Needed relaxation. So what's been going on the last few weeks with you?
I was trying a couple like powder supplements.
Yeah.
You know, like super greens, like beetroot powder.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked pretty well for me. I feel that maybe a different route might work even better. Like eating actual beets might work better for me. Okay. Or having a different powder than the one I had. The one I had a kind of sweetness to it. So eventually I started consuming too much of it.
Oh, okay.
So I got rid of it because I didn't want to overdo it.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, too much of anything isn't good.
Yeah.
Even if it's good for you.
Yeah, so, I mean, I tried that, but, you know, finding out that beetroot powder, like, it did help me. I feel like it did help my blood pressure and everything.
That's good. That's good. So I be trying to tell people, beetroot powder, blood pressure, circulation, helps with all that.
So, yeah, I mean, that's been my focus a lot. Like, I went to Red Lobster one day with my nephew, right? And first time I ever did this, I asked for the nutrition facts. They brought me out 2 black binders.
Oh, shoot.
And from the...
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you could probably ask, but I didn't know they would do that.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
But from looking at the nutrition facts, that's how I ordered my meal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I'm going to have to... I'm going to try that one day. I'm going to piss off everybody at my table. So, going to be like, what the hell? Be like, can you bring me the nutrition facts? Depending on where I'm at, I guess maybe every restaurant does it. They have to. I think it's by law now in New Jersey, at least. It might be a federal law. I'm not sure. But yeah, they might have to do that. So I guess they wouldn't keep it in the. But actually, I know at the Cheesecake Factory they got it on the menu, but they don't have the full facts. So I guess if you want the full facts, maybe they got a binder in the back. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to ask them. I just be going by it. They just have the calories. I think they have the calories, and if it's low salt or low, because they have different type meals, so they have like a low salt or a better heart diet or something. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Anything like stood out about Aruba? Like,
just the people. Like the people. When they in the moniker of Aruba is like one happy island, and that's real because I mean everybody was super nice. We had like one problem with like one staff member there, that just a little issue. And we stayed at Ryu the Palace, and had a banging room, and all the staff was great there. All the people like out and about. We met a couple people that were there vacationing, actually from Philly. A couple people from Philly we met. They were like there with like 16 people. So they all came. It was cool, black folks. It was pretty dope. You know, we chilled with them for a minute because they were next to us in the pool, so we talked to them for a little while. We didn't like go out with them or anything, but yeah, they were cool people. The island, like the island is perfect weather. They don't get any hurricanes because of where they are. They're like 19 miles from Venezuela, off to the side, and like all the hurricanes come up this way, like through the Bermuda and all that stuff, and they're like over here, like all the hurricanes and everything's over here, and they're over here because it was a hurricane that went through the area. We didn't get anything, but one day was like a lot of wind, and it's windy. It's windy, and it's nice though, because even though it was like 104, I didn't realize it's a desert island. Like there's cactus everywhere. It's just desert because it don't rain a lot. That's another thing. Like it's gorgeous, sunny, hot. Doesn't rain hardly any time, and they don't get any hurricanes or anything. And they have one of the best desalination plants of any island. So they take the salt water and refurbish it. I don't know what you call, I guess, desalination it. Take the salt out of it basically and use it as drinking water. So their tap water is like immaculate. Like you don't have to drink bottled water or whatever if you don't want to. Like you can eat the ice. Like when you go to some places, you gotta be careful because the water is not good. So you can't get ice. You gotta be careful with getting ice. You gotta always drink bottled water. There you didn't have to.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, it was great. It was great times. We didn't do much, but go to the restaurants, eat. We were at an all-inclusive. So once you get there, they put a wristband on you. Everything's free. Not free. I mean, I paid for it, but you know, you could go to any restaurant, eat anything. They had stuff. They had little bars, little side bars. They had all types of stuff like dessert bars and, you know, of course, drinks everywhere, wherever you want it.
How was the food?
Food was great. Like they had a buffet. I don't really do buffets like that. They had theme restaurants. Like they had a Nautica restaurant, which was a steakhouse. They had a Japanese restaurant. They had a Italian restaurant. That was fun. Like we didn't go to the Japanese restaurant. We went to the Italian restaurant one night. But we stayed in even after the Italian restaurant, we went into the buffet and got like ice cream and stuff, because they have everything in that buffet and it's banging. Like people back there cooking right in front of you and serving you the stuff. So yeah, their buffet was good. We killed that buffet. The last night, because we went there for Brenda's birthday, and the last night, her actual birthday, we ate at the steakhouse, which was banging too. They have like a set menu, but they have like those theme restaurants have. I think that's why I like the buffet better, because the theme restaurants had like a set menu. Like it was 3 things you could get for appetizer. It's like 3 different things you get for entree. Then it's like 3 different desserts, and that's it. Like whatever's on that menu, like you order, and they just bring it out as you get done. So the buffet, you know, you're going up getting whatever, and they had everything. Like they had pizza, spaghetti, whatever you wanted, tacos, all types of meat. They had a whole pig one night, and I mean, it was kind of disgusting to me, but it was just sitting up there, and it was roasted, and had its arms and everything, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. But you know, for people that eat it and that are okay with it, if you're vegan, you know, you might want to stay away from that. But yeah, it was great. The pool was wonderful. Like the resort, Ryu Palace was great. They had they had 2 different resorts next to each other, and one was adults only, and the one that we stayed at had kids too, but it wasn't like a whole bunch of kids. They weren't like loud or nothing. Even the kids that were there, they was chilling. Like it was wild, because they were like the first day we went to the pool. Like it was some kids doing cannonballs, but I mean, they were doing kid shit, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was chilling. They have like 2 pool levels. They have a pool on top of a pool, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty dope. And they had a bar in the pool, so you can be in the pool and go swim up to the bar, and then the bar goes upstairs to in the back where you can just sit, and have regular drinks at a table.
I wonder how their seafood was, how the crab legs and.
Yeah, they had that. I don't know how it was. Did Brenda get? They had lobster tail at the buffet. They had that one night. It was Saturday night. I think it was seafood night, and yeah, they had it was a lot of stuff, a lot of food, ice cream, cakes, dessert galore, all that good stuff. But yeah, it was quite wonderful.
Nice.
So you seen anything interesting?
Well, I just watched a movie today that was pretty darn good.
What was it called?
The Killer.
So what's that about?
It's a movie directed by legendary action film director John Woo.
Oh,
and it's really good. Like,
I did see that. I saw it. I didn't see it, but okay. I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it because I put it in my list. Mm-hmm. I want to watch it.
I just randomly, because sometimes I'm so picky with movies, and me and my mom have different tastes, so I just put it on to pick something, man. Like, I was very pleasantly surprised. Like, it stars. She's in part of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh yeah. That's why I wanted to see it. I never knew her name, but I always liked her. Yeah.
Natalie Emmanuel.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah,
she's in 007, and she was in a couple, or Mission Impossible. No, 007. Yeah, she was in 007. She's in Fast and Furious.
I looked at her movies and I realized I saw her
in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She's always been dope to me.
But yeah, the action is on point.
Is it?
And it's a good, like, the actors are good. She's good. There's a cop in it. You know, I like his character. The villain is good. The villain's like,
yeah, that's what good. I need. Well, I need a good antagonist.
Basically, like, she's a hitman in the movie.
The hit person.
Without giving too much away.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Or hit woman, as one character says in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. She's a hit person.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, but
yeah, that's basically how it is, and you know, it's good. It's really good.
You been watching Bel Air?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I really like that show. I mean, I liked it from the beginning, from when it first came on, but I'm not far, so I don't really want to talk about it in depth.
Okay.
I think I'm in. I think we're only on the third one. So yeah, no, don't say anything.
'Cause it's some.
Yeah, don't say anything. Don't say nothing.
I'm not. Okay. I'm just all I can say. I want.
No, don't say nothing.
No, I'm not.
Don't say
tell
anything. Don't say anything.
No, I just want to say in general, I'm interested in all the characters' storylines. Like, all the actors do a good job.
Yeah.
Like, every part of the show, it's like, maybe you might watch a show and you're more interested in certain characters than others.
Yeah.
I'm into it all.
Everybody's everything that's going on with everybody is interesting to me, and I'm so glad. I mean, he's been in it since the beginning, but I'm so glad Phil is working. The dude who plays Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
He's always been nice to me. Like, he's always been a good actor. I've seen him in a lot of, like, B movies, because I watch a lot of shit. And I watched a lot of, like, B-C movies where the budgets look like they trash. Like, it's a Christmas movie I watched with him in it that I really like. I think it was called Krampus, or I don't know, but it wasn't in the movies or anything. It was just on Prime or some shit. Like, I just be finding shit to watch, and I'll watch it. Like, I don't care what it is or what it looked like. So as long as the acting is good, and I always liked him in everything I saw. So it's cool to see him in this role, because I think it's a pretty good role. I mean, it is a good role, but it's a visible role, I should say. I think a lot of people are into Bel-Air.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's good because I don't recall seeing him before this.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't if you say you're picky with movies. So yeah, if you're not watching those little side B movies that are crazy.
I think I'm 8 episodes in, like, and it's
that's it, ain't it? That's all that's out.
Yeah, but where I'm at now, it don't seem like it's over.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Okay,
that ain't all the episodes. I mean, that's all that's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that's out. I think there's 10 or might be more episodes.
I like the way they releasing them because I think
they release 3 at a time.
Yeah. Well,
or 2 at a time.
No, the first they released
3 the first time, then 2 at a time.
3 the second time.
Oh, they did. Oh,
but it seemed like it was only 2 this last time.
Oh, maybe it is done then.
No, but it can't be the way the most recent episode ended. It seemed like there's more. There got to be more than that.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be more than that.
Okay. It wasn't a cliffhanger or anything.
I mean, it's something happened, but no, it just didn't. No, it didn't end like. No, it wasn't like a cliffhanger. It just, yeah. It seemed like it'll end better than that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It seemed like there's more. But yeah, when you catch up, we can talk, especially about something that happens in, I think, episode 7.
Oh, okay.
And it was just like blowing my mind, like, you know what I mean? So,
all right. Yeah, we got to make some time to finish, because me and my lady, we both are kind of busy. She on her fitness thing, and I do a lot of stuff with the videos, so we gotta carve out some time to catch up.
Before we started, I almost said something to you about it. I'm so glad I did.
Yeah,
I'm glad I did.
You did. Yeah, man. Yeah, because I'm not there. So.
Oh man. When you get to episode 7, you might see what I'm talking about.
Nah, I probably will see.
Because it's like, what can I say?
Nothing. All right,
okay.
So let's move on.
Okay.
I got a few topics that I want to tackle.
Okay.
Nothing. Some entertainment, some politics, some just whatever. So, the first one, did you see that lady that died at her desk?
No.
Yes, this lady. She worked for Wells Fargo, and she was at her desk dead, and they found her after 4 days. And I'm like, damn, if this don't tell you how corporate treats your ass, like, that's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was at her desk for 4 days after she died. Assumedly. They think it was 4 days, and the last time she clocked in was 4 days before they found her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so she been clocked in for 4 days at her desk. For one, there's no oversight on people on the clock. Like, if you clock in or whatever, I'm sure. Well, no, you know what? Swiped in, I believe. She swiped in the door. It's kind of like my job. We don't clock in, but you can tell when somebody swipes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a record of it that they can go look and see when they came in the door. So I don't know if she was there for 4 days. They said it was 4 days since she swiped to get in. But I just think that's wild. That's like wild to me. I don't know her name. I don't know if I want to say it if I did know it. But
so, like, was she like her head down on the desk?
Yeah. So I don't know if people. I guess I have no.
Where was this at again?
It was at a Wells Fargo. I don't know where the.
Oh, at a bank.
At an office.
Okay.
It was a Wells Fargo office.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it was a bank, but I don't know what city it was in. And again, I don't know if she was in and out. I don't know if she had a private office, but they found her. I just saw the headline, and I'm like, yo, that's wild.
Do they not know how long she have been there after she had passed away?
Yeah, I don't think they did the full investigation.
Okay.
It's just been 4 days since she clocked in, or since she came in the door.
Yeah,
since she swiped in. So they said she must have been there for 4 days, but they don't know when she died. Like maybe she just died. Like maybe she died a day ago. Maybe she died, but I just think that's wild still. Like at your desk and don't nobody know. Like maybe people walked past and thought she was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's sleeping. I don't know if that's normal. Like maybe people sleep on the job. I'm not sure. But yeah, I pray that don't ever happen to me, because that's got to be the worst. I mean, yeah, passing away anyway. But yeah, at work, man, little baby got arrested.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Like, but I mean, not saying that he's guilty or anything. It's just something I didn't want to see, because we've seen a lot of rappers getting like arrested, and it seemed like he was actively trying to avoid.
Yeah, the thing was that, and this is the thing that I stress to people: you have to know laws of places elsewhere. Like just because there's a law in your state, United States, and that's what foreign people from not from the United States, they don't understand. I think I said that before. Like I told somebody, USA is like 50 countries, 50 different countries. Some states have the same laws, some don't, and laws are not transferable. So he has a concealed permit to carry in Georgia, but he had a gun. So it wasn't like, I don't want it. I know the headlines. I hate when the headlines like, oh, he got caught with a gun, blah blah blah. Now how you feel about guns, whatever. That's your personal opinion. However, he had a permit to carry a gun in Georgia, and he carried a gun, of course, and I understand why. I kind of understand why. I say when you're that famous and that, it's easy to say that from the outside in, for one, but I like to say if you're that famous and got that much money, you probably should hire somebody, at least one person. I understand it's an extra expense, but it's an extra expense where you don't have to carry a gun. I look at it like that. But he did have a permit to carry. However, he was in Las Vegas, and they don't recognize any permits to carry guns from any other state. So law's a law, and he had a gun and got caught. So I don't want people, when I see some headlines, I'm like, rapper with a gun. They're like, what else is new? Like what else? It wasn't like that. Like he was trying to use it. He just had it in the club. I guess he had it in the club, and somebody reported it, called the cops. Cops came. From my understanding, he corroborated as far as saying, yes, I have a gun and I have a permit, but he got arrested, of course, because the permit's not good. But that's what I always say. I go back to that. Like even just recently traveling to another country where, say, weed isn't legal. You gotta know laws. You gotta know the laws of the land. If you're going somewhere, even if it's domestic, you should be up on a little bit of the laws of the land. That's why I said, because people go to Dubai and stuff, and they're not understanding like that's a Islamic country. They have different traditions, different laws. There's some places where men and women can't hold hands. Like there's different stuff like that, and you got to be aware of that stuff. Like however you feel about it, if you feel it's whatever, if you feel it's oppressive, and that's their culture, that's what they go by. So you got to go by what they go by. Yeah. I'm hoping everything works out for them.
Yeah, me too.
It wasn't no malice. It wasn't a violent crime. He just had a gun, and he wasn't supposed to. Did you see? I don't want to go too hard because I might know some of her peoples, but you saw that girl from the Kansas Zoo jump over into the tiger pit.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, that's our hometown. And I was like, damn, we made national news for some stupid shit again. But I think they're looking for her right now. I don't know what they're going to charge her with. I guess trespassing, maybe. They could charge her with trespassing. They're probably going to figure out something to charge her with. I mean, that was dumb. I don't know what she was thinking.
I mean, I kind of hope they don't find her, so she don't get in trouble. Just hope that she don't do it again. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not down with. I think she got enough consequences, like almost getting mauled by a tiger. So I kind of agree with you. Like I don't want arrest of this nature, but sometimes you gotta learn too. Like sometimes I don't know what she was thinking. Like that's stupid. You know what I mean?
I was watching the clip, and there's an older dude. They was interviewing. He was like, "She must have been on something."
Yeah, I saw that.
That was funny.
I saw that. She must have been on something. Yeah. Listen, yeah, like you said, I hope she understands what she did, and that it could have went a whole different way. Like I don't want her life ruined with a arrest like this, because it can ruin your life. But again, she should maybe she should have thought about that too. I don't know. She had to know it was illegal. There were signs posted. But I mean, trespassing, you get trespassing charged. She probably ain't gonna go to jail. So, but yeah, I just thought that was wild. And they said she might have did it in the bear den too. She might have jumped over into the bear section. Now I want to know did she post these pictures online?
No, what you mean, the video?
Yeah.
No, I think the video was somebody else saw what she was doing and took a video.
Okay, they took a video. Okay, because I'm like, what other reason would she do this for than social media? That's the bad part.
Yeah, I don't even think she knew she was being recorded.
But she was probably recording herself. Like, why else would you do that? Either that, or if she, I'm not making any assumptions. Maybe she had mental health issues. I don't know. But if that's the case, I hope she gets the help she needs. But I just kind of wonder what was going on there.
I didn't see her recording or nothing. Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, I didn't really see. I saw stills. I guess they didn't want to show the video.
I saw the video.
Oh, I didn't see the video. Yeah, I saw stills, but I didn't see the video. Yeah, that's just wild. She wasn't having a mental health issue. That's the only other reason I could see her doing that. She wasn't trying to pet it. Like, unless, if she was trying to pet it, she definitely has mental health issues. But Janet Jackson got residency in Las Vegas starting December 30th.
Okay. You gonna check her out?
I want to. I don't know. That would be dope to go there. Go to Las Vegas during Christmas. Well, it's the 30th, so New Year's. Damn, so she started the 30th, so New Year's Eve is gonna be rocking. She probably got a show New Year's Eve. Man, that city gonna be crazy. But yeah, I don't know how long the residency is. But I just thought it was cool. I like to see our artists getting they due. Usher, you saw Usher stop his show?
I think I heard about
with Free.
It. With Free?
Yeah, I think that's cool. Free was in the audience from 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And he stopped the show to recognize her.
Okay.
And he walked up to her. Like, he just stopped singing, stopped everything, walked up to her and bent down and was talking to her. She had her phone out because she was in the front row.
Yeah.
Like, she was there like a spectator. But and she's recording him, and he's like, you know what this is? He's like, it's Free. Then he walked up to her, and she was like, thank you, thank you. And then the cameras came over, and they were like, hugged, and he was like, I thought that was cool.
I got a fun on that.
106 in Park was a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, for artists, especially at that time.
Yeah.
Like, around the time he came out and all that, like, it's cool to see big artists that are big now, but understand where they came from. Because Free, I mean, not saying that this makes her less worthy or more worthy, but she's not doing much right now, I don't think. Like, she's not in the spotlight like that.
Yeah.
But for him to stop his show and pay homage to her, I think that's dope.
Yeah, I remember him going on 106 in Park.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, Confessions was blowing up. And,
yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, that was that was pivotal for that time. See the army rebuke Trump.
No.
Yo, Trump is always doing some bullshit, man. To switch gears to the politics a little bit. Yeah, so he was at Arlington Cemetery. You saw that?
Mm-mm.
He was there with a bunch of cameras and a bunch of people, and I think it was a photo op. They were going to the grave site, but you're not allowed to take photos there. You're not allowed to do any political stuff there. Not allowed to do anything. So a staff member that takes care of the cemetery had told them they got to pack it up and stop. And I guess they got into it. And somebody, I don't know, somebody said something crazy to the staff member or told them to leave or something. But I think it's the military. I'm not sure who takes care of it, but I think they may be the military or considered the military or, like close with the military. It's Arlington Cemetery. It's a military cemetery. So, the Army's like, F y'all. They rebuked what they did there. So I thought that was cool. I'm like, that's cool. Any chance to humble his ass. Also, did you see Camilla and Tim on CNN?
Kamala?
Camilla? I always call her Camilla.
No, I don't really keep up with the politics like a lot. I don't really keep up with it a lot. Sometimes they might say, bring up something interesting on the Breakfast Club or Hot 97, and then I'll probably tune in a little more. Or like I've heard some things like, unfortunately, like Hulk Hogan saying he wants to body slam Kamala Harris and him being like,
yeah, he's the biggest disappointment I've ever seen. Like growing up, that used to be my mans,
Me too.
And now that's what I mean. Don't meet your heroes, like that's real. But now you can't avoid them, like with social media, like ain't no avoiding them. So yeah, he's trash. He's trash. Like I don't understand it. Okay, if you want to, support a different political party, but why go there?
I mean, it's interesting. Like people are obviously offended by it, but I wonder, now that I think about it, I wonder if he didn't even really mean it like that negatively, because
I mean, I don't know how else you can mean it. Like,
well, wrestling is made up, right?
Okay.
So like to say you want to body slam, it's not real. So it's like, say if he was on the Democrat side and say, I want to body slam Donald Trump, would people be so offended?
Probably for one, no, because he's a man. And for two, Trump people would be offended. I'm sure.
And
it probably would be such a bigger thing than it is now if it was the opposite with Trump people. Like they would probably be like, oh, he should get arrested for even saying that. Like they would probably go crazy. Like, I mean, do I think he wants to body slam her in real life? Like to pick her up and throw on the ground? No, but I don't think that matters. Like, why he said it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was in his head when he's saying it. I don't know if he just took.
No, he's just being performative.
Yeah, maybe he took that into the real world.
Yeah, he's being performative, like for them.
Yeah,
like he knew that would get them riled up and get them hyped, just like it did.
Yeah,
and that's just what it is. But what if I said that about like Biden? Like if I was on the street and was just like, I want to body slam Biden, I'd probably get arrested. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. It don't make sense.
It seems like, if he wasn't serious, it seems like it was a case of, like you said, being performative, bringing that wrestler character into the real world. It didn't work out. It wasn't received well.
But this ain't the first time he said crazy shit. So, I mean, he's been out of my space. Like, since the first Trump campaign. But yeah, I'm interested in them being on CNN because I heard that I didn't watch it, but I'm going to, because I heard that she basically explained why some of her views changed from when she was first put on vice president card to now. And that's interesting to me, and stuff that I think we need to have a level head in hear and understand. Like, we're not, I think Trump's cult like puts it in such a crazy perspective, because most people are not that, in Democrats, a lot of Democrats are not that. Like, we don't, I remember when they were like, you're admitting Joe Biden ain't doing a good job. Yeah, when he's not doing a good job, we admitting he's not doing a good job. Like, what's so crazy about that? That's what you're supposed to do. Like, y'all don't. Like, just because y'all, like, whatever he does, it's great. It don't matter what he does, what he says, what he craziness, grab him by the pussy, do whatever he can. It's great. He's great. He's a great person. Like, no, we're not like that. And I'm not like that. Like, I'm 100% voting for Kamala. But do I think she's 100% correct on everything? No. Like, who does?
Yeah.
Do I think she's...
And who is?
Yeah, and who is?
Right.
Like, do I think she has some policies or some stuff that I don't agree with? Yeah, probably. Do I think Trump has more? Yes. So that's why I'm voting for her. Like, it's weird to me that people are looking. I understand the argument of not voting for the lesser of two evils, but it's not even that. It's a sensible person versus somebody that's just out off the rocker. You know what I mean? It's not even the lesser of two evils no more. And I don't understand. Anybody that still supports Trump, I ain't got time for it.
And now that I think more about the Hulk Hogan situation, that's a sensitive. You saying you want to body slam a black woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing. Take politics out of it.
Yeah.
If he was on the street, I still be fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, it's still fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, you want body slamming this black woman? Why? Like, so it's still fuck you. Fuck you and everybody that like you. So, but
and that kind of leads back to somebody attempting to assassinate Trump, like political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wonder why you said all this crazy shit. I mean, I know Trump ain't say it, but I'm sure Trump is loving it. And he probably would say it. Yeah, I don't put it past him.
I mean, that would be good to check out. I am voting for it, but it would be good to. I meant to tell you too. Like, I actually talked to somebody who's a Trump supporter, and it's like interesting because he was a nice guy. He came out and do some work on my trailer, the lift gate.
Oh, okay.
And we was talking, and he was talking. We was getting along well, and then not to say that we didn't after that, but then he brought that up. Yeah,
I don't even know why people bring that shit up no more.
And then so I told him, who I was voting for, and which, like, I found out in the past, like, if it wasn't such a cordial and he wouldn't help me out and all that, it may be a conversation I wouldn't even want to have. I wouldn't want to talk about it because I had a negative experience with that before.
Yeah.
But but we was talking about it, and his thing was, and I told him how I felt about not wanting police immunity, and he seemed to kind of downplay it, like, he can't really do that, right? Like, he needs, like, everybody's, like, the House and Congress, and
I mean, that's true, but why would you even want somebody in there that is thinking like that?
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I hate, because that's what happens. Like, they're downplay it like that. Like, people, even as somewhat, I don't know how sensible you can be, but somewhat sensible people that seem, you know, to have a little bit of a brain. Like they'll do that stuff. But 9 out of 10, when it comes down to it, it's they like that shit. They like that rhetoric. They like what he's talking. Like the you know, make America great again. Like it's ever been great. You know?
And then he was saying his thing was the border thing. His thing was immigrants and the border thing. That's the thing he kept harping on.
And I asked why. Like why? Why do you think that? Do you know, that's why I wouldn't even get into it. But that would be the question. That would ask. Like why is that? Like why do you feel that way? Just because he told you that? Like that there's this giant ass issue. And you know, to be clear, there does need to be border security. Like I'm not one of them people that's just like open up the borders freely, but have security. You need security. Like building a wall ain't security. I haven't had a knowingly conversation with a Trump supporter in a good long while, but I think there's some undercovers at work. But I don't know why they would, because they'll be out of a job if they let Trump run this shit. You been keeping up with any of the robot stuff?
No, not lately.
I seen a new robot, like a humanoid robot.
Oh yeah,
and they had a lady had it in her house. Man, that shit looked like iRobot. Like it was coming, it was picking up her purse.
Yeah,
it was handing it to her, and she was like, "Thank you." You know, it's demonstration, but still.
Demonstration. Okay,
yeah, but
it's not on the market.
No. Well, I think it is on the market, but it's like $80,000. So don't nobody have one.
Which company is it?
I don't even know. Okay. It's man, there's so many though. Like if you look, there's so many robot companies and people don't even know, just going under the radar. It's like 20 different companies making humanoid robots, and they're all like far in advance in their technology. I'm like, people don't even know it's coming sooner than you think.
It's interesting, and we talked about this before, but like one thing that I would be concerned about is privacy, like, because who's actually looking at you through that, and like, you know, I mean, it might even be a thing of you can have some companionship through it, but who's actually? It's like, you know what I mean?
It's iRobot. That's what it is. It's iRobot. They're gonna want one in every house, and then they're gonna take them over. They're looking through their eyes.
Yeah, it just seems like you can be like, it's too what you call it? Intrusive, possibly.
Yeah.
But then I don't know.
But I mean, it's the same with your phone though.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
Like your phone got cameras everywhere.
True.
And can be accessed even if your phone is off. Like, so it is, and we don't even bat an eye. Anybody could look at a studio's camera. Like there's websites that have phone cameras where they done hacked into different phone cameras and you can just go and watch them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're illegal. I wouldn't do it, but they have them. Wow. And that shit is wild. You seen the people like having chat GPT talk to each other with two different phones?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me. Cause they both think they're talking to a human, and they're talking to each other. It's kind of like, that's kind of artificial intelligence, even though it's machine learning and not really artificial intelligence. You got to get in the weeds with that. It's two different things, but yeah, that's what that is. Like stuff is getting advanced quick. That's what I think people underestimate. The exponential growth of robots and AI, because you're not seeing it every day. It's not on the news. It's just companies working. So when they showing products, it's like, yo, this is wild. It's gonna be years before I have a robot. But I say that, but then I like I said before, I adopt stuff late, but then I go all in. Like the car, not having money, Like I always had cash on me, and I adopted that real late. I ain't never used my debit card. I used to keep my debit card at home, and now it's like, man, I'd be like, dang. If I go somewhere where I need cash, ass out. Better have a card reader. I ain't got no cash.
I mean, if you ain't really got nothing to hide, you ain't doing nothing illegal, then
Nah, I don't say that. 'Cause that's what they say. Like, that's what they say. That's propaganda. Like, if you ain't got, privacy is privacy. It don't matter.
Right.
Like, it
True.
don't matter because that's what they gonna use.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the cops use. That's what everybody uses to try to justify it.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand what you're saying. I understand is, that's the thing that you can say, but that's what they're going to use to take it away. That's what they used with 9/11. After 9/11 with the Patriot Act. That's the real the Patriot Act is the real New World Order. Everybody's all upset. They been did that. They did that in 2002. That's what it might have been 2001, and they might have did it like the next month. They passed that so quick, and now it's just no retroactive. Like, you just out here, they can bust in your house whenever they want. They can tap your phone whenever they want. If they think you're doing something, like, it's crazy. Any new music?
I've been listening to some music. Well, a song. I think you said it came out last year. It's from
Absol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago on his, I think it was 2022.
And what's it called? Better?
Do Better?
Do Better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just recently heard that on an episode of Bel Air, and I thought it was Will Smith at first.
Yeah, you told me that.
Because especially if you listen to that first verse, his voice sounds like Will Smith's voice. And I don't think I ever really heard any rapper sound like Will Smith before. And
see, it's funny because I can definitely hear it, but I've heard the song before, so I just didn't think nothing of it. Like, I didn't think it was Will Smith because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
But I can hear it, though. After you said that, I can hear it.
Yeah. That's like even some of the things he does, like Will Smith would be like, Like, he does that in the song, and I'm like, did he like Will Smith's music as a kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, Will's dope. Like, Will can rap.
Yeah, definitely.
People give him shit because of, the poppy style that he has. But
not me. I always liked his music.
Will always.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, Will always was dope. He could always spit. And Jazzy Jeff's one of the best DJs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people, like, both of them together, is wild that they was a crew.
Other than that, I checked out Logic's album Ultra 85, and there's a song on there I really like listening to called Peace, Love, and Positivity. What's the song Teleport? I like that song too. Yeah, I'm a Logic. I like Logic. I like just what he stands for and his story. And I've enjoyed a lot of his music too. So I checked that out. What else? I've been hearing some music here and there. There was a song. I think the guy's name is Chase Shakur, and the song's maybe Too Far Gone. And
Chase Shakur?
Yeah, Chase Shakur.
I don't think I know him.
I heard somebody play this song from another podcast. They have a segment on there where they play, music, and I've like gotten to a good amount of music, maybe even a lot of music that way I've discovered. But yeah, that song is good. I recently went back to Michaela J's page.
Michaela J.
Yeah, she's an actress, but she's also a singer. She was on the show Pose. and I really liked her character, and I really like her as an actress because I've seen other movies of hers too.
I don't know her. Well, I might know her if I seen her face.
But she's done American Horror Story.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely know her then. That's my shit.
But yeah, so she got a few new songs. She's on this show called Loot 2 with Maya Rudolph on Apple TV.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that show. I just saw it. I didn't watch it, but
okay.
Yeah, I saw it. While I was perusing.
Yeah, I saw the first season. I liked it.
Oh,
so
okay.
I gotta get Apple TV Plus again so I can see the second season. But yeah, checking out some of her new stuff. And you ever hear? I want to shout out. Let me shout out somebody, because you ever hear a song, right? And you think the song is fire, but you go and look at the views, and the views don't match what you think it should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens a lot. Shoot, I was on Killer Mike's page. He released a whole new album, like remixes of his old album. I mean, not old, but the one he won a Grammy for.
Yeah.
But it was some new songs. It was that song that I played for you a couple weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, maybe. But he did like remixes of other songs that were on there. But I forget, it was called For Saints and Sinners. But like his videos, I don't know what they're doing now, but I know for like a few weeks it was like 1,000 views, couple thousand views. I was getting more views. I'm like, damn, what's going on? This shit dope. Like, and it's Killer Mike. Like, he's got bigger over the years. I'm like, man, what's happening? I think it's YouTube too. YouTube don't be showing. They be cutting the algorithm. Be messing up my channel too.
But this song is by, how do you pronounce his name? It's either Dylan Burnside or Delon Burnside.
Delon.
It's called Superpowers, and he was also on the show Pose. And
I don't even know what that show is.
So that show Pose is basically like about
stripping.
No, it's about like
when I heard Pose, I'm like, stripping?
It takes place in the 80s. It's in the basically the gay, the LGBTQ like scene. It focuses on there's a lot of transgender actresses on the show, and a couple gay actors. Probably, Billy Porter's on the show.
Oh, okay.
So I kept up with some of the actors like on Instagram afterwards, and I realized he's Dylan. I don't know if that's how you say his name. You see, because it has a asterisk.
Dylan. Yeah.
But Burnside.
Looks like Dylan.
And yeah, this song is fire. Can I play some of it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, look at the views.
14,000.
Wait, no, that's a point in there.
Oh, 1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1.4. Yeah, I can get more views than that.
Let's see what you think, because this is a fire song. Him being on the show. But it seemed like that don't really matter, because Jabari Banks, he sings too, and he has music out. So
woke up feeling invincible. Everything
Yeah.
that I touch is gold. No one telling me nothing, yo. Feel like I just been flying and I can't come down. No, I can't come down. You should see the world from this altitude. There ain't nothing that I can't do. Body feeling so bulletproof. I hover and my feet don't ever touch the ground. They don't touch the ground. Whoa, I'm on a mission. I had to follow my vision. My soul is my only religion. Whoa, I never listen. I didn't ask for permission, and I'm so happy I didn't. I feel like I got superpowers. I feel like I got superpowers. Had a couple secrets.
Like,
They call it a weakness, but I call it a sword.
like movie trailers, like it's just fire too, like. And I felt this song because what this song is about. It can be used in other ways, but basically, like what he's saying is like his sexuality. He was told like, all right, this is a weakness, this is wrong, this is that, but he accepted himself and embraced himself, and he feels powerful. He feels good. He feels like he got superpower.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, even besides that, the song is fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling the production.
No,
but I think he can sing.
mm-hmm.
And his lyrics.
Hook is nice.
Yeah. I like the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know why he only got 1,000 views like this. But like I said, it probably got buried because it's just the way of the world. Like it's just YouTube and what they do. So
and then
if
like
your video don't perform a couple weeks, it just goes down to the bottom and don't nobody see it.
And then I guess like, you know, it helps to have a machine behind you, right?
That too, because they'll keep promoting it. But if you don't keep promoting it,
see, he doing all right. This is
newer stuff.
Jabari Banks. He plays Will Smith on Bel Air.
Yeah,
he got 196,000, and I like this song. It's called "Weekend Drive." You know what I mean? That's good. That's a nice song.
Yeah,
and he can sing.
Yeah,
he said his tone is close to like, if he had to describe it, Justin Bieber's, and I listened to it and yeah, he's right. Like,
so I think Benny the Butcher, which I'm upset that, I guess it was the EP. I don't know. I guess it was an album. Summertime Butch came out in August, I think. It's dope, but it's just 8 songs and a couple of songs only got one verse. Cause he's like one verse Butch. Like fuck y'all. Like,
I think I heard about this. This is the release that he included the never before released song with Drake on, but was taken off.
Oh, I guess so, because I haven't heard that song.
Okay.
So I guess I got it late when after it's been taken off. So yeah, because I didn't know he had a song on there with Drake. Damn.
Yeah, I've heard like there was a song they did like a long time ago now that never came out.
I remember him saying he did a song with Drake.
And then recently Drake posted it on his Finsta page, but then I heard that was taken out. But then Benny the Butcher posted it with his like release, but then I heard that was taken off. So
I wonder why.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's some contractual stuff or what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed it?
Yeah. I like it. I've been listening to it. I listened to Lotto album, and it's not for me, but she's dope. But like, I don't know. I like maybe I like the music on it. Mm-hmm. It's cool, but I just can't get into some of the subject matter because I don't think it's for me. You know what I mean? Like it's more women subject centric, mm-hmm. and more from, which I do like to hear that, but it's like, I don't know, it's so much of, I don't know how to explain it. I just look at it, I just say it's the music isn't for me. Mm-hmm. Like, she's dope, she can spit, it's good sounding music, good production. Like, her album, I can tell is dope. I just, the songs ain't for me. Mm-hmm. And I like 4 or 5 songs really a lot. But a lot of the songs I just, I'm like, okay, I don't have to listen to this again. But like I said, that's not a reflection of how good her album is. Because I can recognize that the production is good. I always thought she could spit. So I can recognize she can spit. She got all the elements there. So I don't want to discourage anybody that haven't heard her album to not go listen to it. But I think that's it. Like, I haven't listened to much
Mm-hmm.
I'm still listening to the same old shit I always listen to.
I recently saw Maxwell on Tiny Desk.
I was gonna ask you. I got that written down right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I skipped it. I didn't. I forgot to ask. Yeah, how was that?
That was good.
I didn't watch it.
That was good, and to see him sing live and just how good it sounds.
Yeah, he always sounded like the album.
Yeah, it was nice. It had me go and listen to what's that one? That Don't Ever Wonder.
Oh, yeah.
I had to go listen to that after that.
Yeah, I need to. I haven't heard Maxwell in so long. I'm gonna look at the Tiny Desk. I always do that. And then I kind of look at them late at night.
And another favorite song of mine of his is what's it called?
Come on, man. What's it called?
Stop the World. Stop the World.
Oh, Stop the World.
You know that one?
Yeah.
I used to be singing that driving down the road.
Yeah, like I haven't listened to R&B a lot in so long, because stuff didn't. I mean, Marsha Ambrosius was probably I don't know if I said her name right, but it was probably the most I bumped the R&B album in some years. But I remember Maxwell used to get bumped late at night with the windows down in the summertime. Yeah, man. Maxwell was it. Yeah, but I gotta watch that Tiny Desk. I keep seeing it. Who would I said this in threads? Who would have thought that public access television would have one of the best concert series ever in 2024? Like, that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that that was not on my bingo card. The Tiny Desk concert series is crazy, insane. Like the amount of people and the what they did. You saw the Locks?
No,
I watched the Locks. Tiny Desk. It's just dope when artists do the Tiny Desk, because you see these artists that are gangster, whatever, like whoever it is. I saw Juveniles too, not too long ago, but like it don't matter, and they're just sitting there. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Oh man, I lost my train of thought. It is intimate, I guess. Very intimate, very small, and they're just doing they thing. But the thing I like is all the artists that come up there, like when I saw the Locks was on there, I'm like, oh damn, what they doing? But they picked music that kind of go with it. You know what I mean? Like they picked, like they knew what the audience was. They knew how it was set up, live band. Like the music they picked, it wasn't like crazy. It was some hard songs, of course, because that's what they do. But a lot of it wasn't like crazy hard. Like it was more of their songs with messages, more of their songs that were kind of like laid back, like on some stuff like that. It's just cool. Styles P is crazy. He's funny. He's probably one of the biggest. Like, it's cool to see his growth, like how he used to be and how he is now. It is. I think it's dope because they're grown. You know what I mean? You get older, and you change. You do change.
I recently saw an interview with him. It was really good, and then I did some deep diving on the internet, and Reservoir Dogs, right? You know the song?
That's my shit.
That he was shooting in that song. He was shooting at Jay-Z on that song.
Yeah.
And because he was saying that he was in
10 steps ahead of niggas shooting backwards.
He said they came straight off tour. They had to go right to the studio to do that song, and then everybody got their parts in except him. And then when it got to him, people wanted to go to the club.
Yeah.
So he was mad. So he came back in. And I like that verse too. And he said it wasn't a big deal. He when he got done, he came out the studio. Jay-Z just looked at him and was like, "Oh, that's what we doing?" Like,
oh man.
And they said they laughed about it.
Yeah.
But you could tell. Because if you listen to Jay-Z's verse and listen to his verse, like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my shit, Reservoir Dogs.
And then somebody asked Styles P, Blackout or Reservoir Dogs. And I think it's interesting because I like his verse and Jay-Z's verse on Reservoir Dogs, but I like Jada's verse, Sheik's verse better on Blackout, and I like the beat of Blackout better. And but Styles P chose Blackout because DMX is on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I didn't pay much attention. I always remember hearing Styles P, but I'm really paying attention. I really paid attention now listening to that because I listened to that album to hear Jay-Z, honestly. So I wasn't too focused on the locks.
See, I like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always liked all of. Actually, I like Jay-Z ain't the best. You know, that ain't my favorite verse on there. It's probably Styles, but Styles P is one of my favorites anyway.
Mm-hmm.
One of my all-time favorites.
I don't know if it's my age. I don't know what. Cause I'm stuck. It's happened twice with Jay-Z recently. I've heard older lyrics where he says something and I turn it off. I'm like, oh my goodness. He said,
like what?
He said, He said something like, "Run up in your crib, no witnesses.
Pop your grandma."
Yeah. I'm like, let me turn this off. Like I did go back and listen.
I listened to that the other day. It was like, I felt my age a little because I was like, oh, this is so disgusting. It's like, but that's what it was. Sometimes I listen to old hip hop and I'm like, like I wonder, this is wild. Like some of the stuff they say.
Yeah.
And I remember Jay-Z, I think that was one of the lines that he regretted.
Oh, okay.
Because he talked about it. He was like, yeah, I say shit all the time that I regret later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't feel that way the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I'm in a certain frame of mind. So, that's what it is. I guess it's just like any art that you do. I mean, there's a lot of shit. Like, I want to erase our first album off of any face of the earth. Because there's a lot of shit I've said that I don't agree with, that I don't like, that I don't want to hear again, and I maybe don't want other people to hear, like my kids. You know, so like I've said stuff about their mom on there, like different things, and I think about that shit now. Now that they grown, not that I think they listening to my music, but I think about it, and I don't feel that way now. Like at the time, I was mad, so I said stupid shit. Like I don't feel that way. You know?
Yeah, like I kind of felt like when I made some kind of real personal songs about family and stuff. Like, maybe I would do that differently or wouldn't do that at all. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of how, like Royce said when he put out, I think the Allegory. I think that was the one that was really personal.
Oh, with his dad.
Yeah, and he talked.
Was it the Allegory?
I think it was the Allegory.
I think was it that. With cocaine on it and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he thought he wasn't saying stuff bad, too bad. You know, he was giving them props in the stuff. But his dad was like, what the fuck? Like, you could have warned me about this shit. Like, the stuff you was talking about. Like, damn, did I want my business out there like that?
I don't know if it's wrong because that's his perspective.
I mean, it is. But at the same time, I mean, you're talking about somebody else.
Right.
So it's still somebody else's, you know, you're still talking about somebody else. And it's somebody that you're close to. So that's the
interesting though. But if you impact somebody in a certain way and it makes them express a certain way, is that their bad or is that your bad for impacting them that way? You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong for him to express it.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I kind of understand. Like, somebody would have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was expressing myself with certain things, and I felt like it was expression. And that's how I felt at that time. But, like, now, oh, that was kind of harsh. Like, oh, what? And then I think about, like I said, think about my kids, and I'm like, I don't want my kids to hear that and think I was just like feeling, this this animosity. Like you would conceive with this animosity. Nah, it wasn't like that. But
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have anything that I regret. Like, and if I said it and if I feel differently now, that's what it was then. You know what I mean? That's how that was real. That's what I feel then.
Yeah,
it's just that I do remember one song, and I don't know if it was really personal. It was about family. I don't know if we put that on anything, but
you might have told me not to later.
I don't know. Well, possibly,
because I know a lot of times you'd be like, nah, I don't.
It was really good. And I even self-edited and made one person like
somebody else.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
But then, like, you're right though, because somebody in that I was talking about in that song has changed their life and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, would I want people to hear that now? I don't know. Is it worth it? Why?
I think, yeah, I understand that. Even though the stuff I've said, that's how I was feeling at that time.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like I was kind of going off of emotion.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have the outlook I have now.
Yeah.
Like when I was saying stuff, I know it stemmed around me having to pay child support and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, looking back and having a different mind frame than I did when I was 20 or 25 or whatever, I understand. Like, I understand the nuances, and I'm a different person here, and I understand that. And I would 100%, like, I'm 100% don't feel any type of way about it, and I think it was needed, and I should have been paying child support, and I should have been paying what I was paying.
Yeah,
like it, and looking at how hard it is to raise a kid, and knowing that she probably had my kids more than I did because I wasn't in the household, and they actually stayed with her, even though it was a good. I would go over there, I would see them all the time, but it just wasn't the same. And knowing that, I know that now, like, and all that stuff that I was mad about and stemming, it might have been other stuff too. Might have had a whole bunch of shit to do with stuff. But at 48 years old, looking back, I can see, like I said, I should have been paying. I should have been paying what I was paying, and that's just what it was. Whatever else I had to deal with, like, it was my responsibility.
And I
think what helped, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I also think what helped is the fact that she did what she was supposed to do, like, she wasn't wilding out. She took care of the kids. She did everything she was supposed to do. So, like, it was no complaints on my end, on that end. So it just wasn't. I know there's different situations with different people in regarding that issue. So, but I'm just giving that as an example. There's other stuff I've said that I don't agree with either, but I just came like to my head
regarding other people, the other stuff, or not necessarily. Just
it was other people.
Yeah, so I think I agree with you there. When it comes to stuff regarding other people, it's more so. Yeah, I'm more so like, okay, maybe I would change some stuff, but when it came to stuff that I felt, then I don't know, like, it was just me saying how I feel. I don't know if I would change it because it was real. Even if it's hard to listen to now, that was what I was really feeling at that time. You know? So yeah, but also
I agree.
Also, like, I attributed some of that with me. I don't know if with you was the biggest rappers in the world were being vulnerable, real vulnerable, and that was influential too. And I think maybe some of that rubbed off on me to where, like, I started telling my story too.
Well, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I always did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like since I started rapping, I always build myself as being real. I hate the term real because I'm like, you don't have to say, if you're real, people know it. You know what I mean? Like people know when you're authentic. You ain't got to say, you ain't got to tell people I'm real. I'm real. I hate when people do that. But that's just what it was. Like I always wrote from my perspective, true stuff. Didn't really come up with like fake scenarios or anything. I do think you can do that and still be real in a certain way, depending on how you do it. But I just always pulled from my life, everything. Like most of my music, almost all of it. Every song I made was something that I pulled from my life. And I don't regret a lot of that. I might not want people to hear it, maybe. Some of the way I spoke back then, I'm like, you know, I think about it now just because I think because I'm in a professional career and things like that. I think I don't deal with, let me make it clear, I don't deal with respectability politics. Like that don't mean anything. What I was saying and what happened and what, you know, I was relaying, that's what it was and that's what was happening in my life. But that don't make me any less of a person or anything, whatever it was. But at the same time, I'm like, but I want my coworker to hear this thing sometimes, or what I want my boss. Sometimes I think like that when I'm listening, because I have listened to like old stuff recently, and I'm like, I wouldn't even want to promote this just because of the stuff I'm talking about. But it was real at the time. It was what I was going through at shortly before that time or at that time. So I don't regret that, but at the same time, I'm not promoting it either. So I guess I'll put it that way.
I can only think of one, that song I was telling you about, where like, as far as that song was, and maybe that's an important song because there's other people that have experienced that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, most of those more vulnerable songs are.
Yeah.
Because this world with billions of people in it, there's a lot of people that experience the same thing that they don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So when you hear, that's one of the reasons music connects with people, especially hip hop, because when they hear something that's similar to stuff that they've been through or whatever, it's interesting to people, and it's comforting to people because they're like, oh, I'm not alone. They might not want to put it out there because they don't want to be that vulnerable, but to hear somebody else be that vulnerable, it gives them hope.
But I mean, we are not even unique to this. I think Eminem, like, he talked about regretting some of the stuff he said about his mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would be my thing. Like, yeah, it's an important song, but I'm talking about someone I loved, maybe not at the best point in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So yeah, I mean,
but maybe he didn't at the time. He didn't think there was any love there.
Right.
So, but then as you get older, you got and a lot of times it's the luxury of hindsight. The luxury of hindsight is a lot because for one, you've lived, you had experiences, you may have went through some of the same shit yourself. And that's probably a lot of his. Like, he was on drugs. He collapsed. His daughters found him. Like, he's probably looking at all that like, damn, I'm just as bad as her. Or maybe I just had an issue and I wasn't taking care of it and shit happens. Not that it excuses him, but maybe he's looking at it from a different angle. Like, well, damn, maybe she was doing the best she could and she just didn't know how to do any better. or maybe she, maybe because of whatever was happening, she couldn't do any better. So he probably has that in his mind too, because he's been through it now.
Yeah,
he has the experience. But as a teenager, you don't have that experience, so you just looking at certain things like, oh well. I mean, it's just like a little kid, like say a 14-year-old, and you're telling them they're sneaking out the house or whatever, and you're telling them, listen, don't sneak out the house. You're going to come back with kids, or you're going to do this, or you're going to get in trouble doing this, or you do that. Teenager has no frame of reference at all. They just look at you like you're a fucking dictator. Like, this motherfucker don't want to stop my fun. Like, that's it. That's all they're looking at it as. But then as they get older, experience shit, go through shit, maybe go through the shit that your parents done told you would go through, and you ain't believe them, then you start to be like, oh, well, damn. They told me that shit. I mean, I've been there. Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, more than once.
Yeah.
I've been there more than once. So it's the power of hindsight sometimes. So you can regret. But like Jay-Z said, you got to learn to live with regrets. Because they're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
How small or big, they're going to be there.
I have a theory. Sometimes I think like about my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to it used to make me feel good to go back and think about my whole life and think about me doing it differently, like doing it perfectly, right? But then I think lately I think everything that happened, everything that I've done, it had to go that way.
Yeah. I mean, everything, how you look at it is, and it's different for different people. Mm-hmm. So if you're somewhat happy where you are right now, you can look at it like everything that happened had to happen for me to get here. Mm-hmm. But I know people that are extremely unhappy, and they say the same thing. I mean, everything they did led them to this place. Mm-hmm. So that's where I think the perspective comes in, because it's true. Like everything in your life brought you to this point and shaped you to be the person you are now. Mm-hmm. So if you change something, who knows what might happen. Even the people that feel like they have terrible lives, and they're like, well, damn, and they may have terrible lives. They may have made a lot of bad decisions that put them in a terrible place. And that may be, it's never too late to change, for one. It's never too late to try to turn it around. But also, well, you know what? I say it's never too late, but sometimes it is too late. But if you're still breathing, you're still free out here walking around, it's not too late to change whatever's going on. Let me put it that way. I know there's a lot of instances that, if you're not breathing no more, it's too late to change. But, yeah, I know a lot of people that's like, well, listen, every single thing that you've done leads you to this place. And if you were to change it, that's what I was getting to. If you go back and change it, might get worse. You don't know. If you made a different decision, that you take your worst decision. And this is for people that feel like they've come to a road where they're, semi all right. Life is always a constant battle. Nobody got it together. Just don't believe that anybody got it together. Nobody got it together. People on TV look like they rich, famous, got everything. They ain't got this shit together either. They out here trying to go just like us. They just more comfortable doing it. But you could take your worst mistake, and if you change that and made it a great decision, who knows what might happen? Mm. Like that might change your whole life for the worse. Mm. Like you just don't know. Like everything that happened to you is brings you to this place. Like I say it all the time, because I was just discussing, like my criminal record, and the fact that it still hinders me to do certain things. But luckily, I made it out of that time unscathed somewhat. You know, I mean, not mentally, but unscathed physically. I'm not sitting in a cage right now. So like luckily I made it out of that, and it propelled me to where I'm at now. That's how I look at it. Like despite the fact that it's still, you know, I was looking at something the other day and I'm like, well, damn it, do I gotta put it on there? It's been 30 years, goddamn. No, but they still asking. They still asking about it. They still want to know about it. I wouldn't go back and change it. Because if I led a squeaky clean life my whole time and everything into my adulthood, who knows what would happen? Like, who knows? Who knows? I might not have this perspective. I might have did something crazy later on in life when I couldn't recover. You know what I mean? I had that experience where I'm like, listen, I don't want to go down that road no more.
Yeah.
So who knows if I didn't ever get those experiences when I was young, when I was able to reverse the actions. Like maybe I would have did something stupid now at 48.
Yeah.
And then your life is over. Right. Like you get 15 years at 48, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like it's a wrap. Like, so yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that makes sense because like I was just thinking like if I go back and change everything and I'm done everything right, like what will I have learned? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and the reason I'm saying, because I know better now. The reason I'm saying is because I know now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I would change this and change that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the power of hindsight.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is. And the reason you know is because it happened.
But what more I was getting into is that probable outcomes in like environment, nurture, nature, who you are. It's like, I feel like free will, all of it, it's kind of like, you know, like what we're doing, what we're saying, what we're doing now. It's like, how much free will, you know what I mean? Like, it's just me thinking like things that I've done, how I've reacted to things. It's like, could it have happened any other way? Because that's who I was for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at that time, it probably couldn't.
Yeah. So, which makes me think like, where's the free will in that? You know what I mean?
Well, the free will is the fact that you could have made a different decision.
But could I have?
Yeah, you could have. There's people that have zero examples of anything that make different decisions that you wouldn't think. You know, there's the kid that's in a gang infested neighborhood that's never been in a gang, never got in trouble with the law, reads books, goes to school every day, even though these people are hounding him every day to join a gang or to sell drugs or to do whatever, you know. But he's making that conscious decision. That's not what he wants to do.
Right.
He's going here. Mm-hmm. He has zero examples of that, and he's coming up with it. Now, is that an easy task? No, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy task. That's why I dare to even use that example, because people will use that guy, the one guy that does it, and be like, see, he can do it. Why can't y'all do it? You know, so I hate that example because it's hard. That's a hard thing to do, but it can be done. And I think that's because of free will. Like, it can be done.
I think that doesn't disprove my theory, because there are things that are a part of us, our spirit, our soul, that, you know, we don't know everything. We don't know that may contribute to us being who we are. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I understand.
So it's like, if you study it, there may still be a reason, even though it doesn't look likely, that person does that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's always a reason. But
or several reasons that make that person that way.
I mean, I think is a lot of reasons. Like I think it's a number of things. I think it's nature, nurture, genes, DNA.
And do you believe in, like, you have a soul? You have you part of who you are, or maybe all of who you are, comes from just the soul that was placed in your body, the soul that was brought forth through your conception.
I do believe in that, but I don't know if it's the soul that, like, it's the same. And that's the thing, like getting in the weeds, it's basically the same thing because I'm non-religious. So it's not that. Like, it's not that for me.
What you mean?
Like, I'm not religious.
Oh, okay.
So it's not.
No, I'm not talking
it's not
about
a soul.
I'm not talking about religion.
Yeah, it like for me, it's, you know, and I'm not saying I'm not atheist, but
Right.
when I say soul, it's probably not the same thing that a Christian would be thinking.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying in that way.
No, but I do think there's other stuff. The universe. I think we're all tied together. I think we're tied more together than we know. I think we're tied to the trees. To there's like whole forests that have underground, kind of like Avatar, like exactly like that. And it's been proven that there's, you know, ties. And I think that's one of the things why grounding helps people. Like, go outside with your bare feet and you walk in dirt and grass or on the ground. That's what grounding is. And that gives you a new, it does. Like, I've experienced it. It helps a lot. Like when you're just going through shit, and I would say meditate grounded. But just walk outside barefoot. How many people walk outside barefoot? We used to do it all the time. That's all we did. We didn't have shoes. You know, I'm saying used to. I'm talking thousands of years ago. I'm not talking about 1950. I'm just saying like human beings used to travel. They used to be connected to the land. I don't want to go off on a crazy tangent, but to get back to your point, yeah, I think there are other things. But I don't think that negates free will.
Say, given a situation with, you know, different outcomes or a decision that you can make out of several different things. This only happens one time, and you make this one decision. What is there to say that there was any scenario where that could have happened a different way? That happened that way.
Well, you can't say that because you don't know. That's all. There's like, you can't say, like, after you make the decision, you can't say it. But there was several decisions on the table that could have been made. But you can't say after you make a certain decision, whatever that is, then after that you can't, like, there's no turning it. It's sort of how the multiverse works, how it really works, not Back to the Future. Like how Marvel, actually everything everywhere all at once explain the multiverse way better than any other thing.
I gotta see that.
You ain't watch that?
No.
Oh man, we can watch it later if you want. That's one of my favorite movies.
I think I tried to watch
I saw it
it
like 4 times, but
yeah.
I would definitely watch it again. But yeah, they explain the multiverse way better than any media. But Marvel kind of explain how scientists kind of explain it. Like once you make that decision, it's this way. Like with the multiverse theory, there's another you that made this decision and it went this way. It's just like going back in time, how they explained it. You go back in time, you can't change the past because that is your future now. Because you've traveled back in time. but you're still you. You still, and it's, I know some people find it hard to understand, and it's all theories. Don't nobody know.
Yeah.
But
because
as soon as you make that decision, that's where the timeline goes. Now, in theory, there's another you that made a different decision. I mean, in theory, there's 100, billions of yous all over, and making different decisions in each universe, whatever it is. And but that's the thing. Like, once you make all that, all that is convolution. But once you make that decision, like, there's no way to know what happens after. If you made a different decision, like, there's no way you can say. But but you can say in theory that there was other decisions to make that you could have made.
There were other options.
Yeah, there were other options.
You chose this.
And you chose this option for whatever reason.
What I'm saying is, you said for whatever it is.
Yeah.
All of who you are, all of your influences. I'm saying
that's information.
Who you are, all the information made it so you chose this thing. Your situation, like, it couldn't have been no other way. You were gonna choose this thing.
Yeah, but you can't say that. I don't think you can say that.
That's what you did.
Yeah, you did that, but you can't say you were going to do that. Like, you can't say that they were going to make that decision. Like, there's no way you can say that.
It's a theory. Because there's no way. There's no way to prove it.
Yeah, there's no way.
I can't say it's wrong. I can't say I'm wrong. I can't say I'm wrong. I can't say that theory is wrong.
Well, it's a theory. You can say it's wrong.
No, well,
it's
okay.
a theory.
No, because it's a theory. Because you can't disprove what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe people can. I don't know if you can or not. I don't have enough tools.
Because you can't, like, everything you were saying about the multiverse and going back in time is entertaining in movies, but the more I think about it as you're saying it, it's not real.
Well, you can't say it's not real.
You can't say it is real.
Yeah, you can't say it's not. It's a
doesn't.
theory, just like your theory. Like,
I can't
and
even.
scientists,
it seems like it doesn't exist, really.
Well, you wouldn't know it exists if it did. But there's more evidence that it does exist than not. Put it that way.
That people
you have particles in quantum physics that behave differently if you look at it than if they're just not looked at, and you're just not you're just surveying whatever. Say you're surveying space, you'll see the same particles that are supposed to not be alive or whatever. Do something that they always do, but as soon as somebody puts a video camera on them, they do something else. Like, it's a lot of things that could affect their decisions, but I don't think that's a argument against free will. It's funny because I think I just watched Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about this.
Yeah, he was talking to another guy about it, and I don't know if they were saying anything like about like that relates to what I'm saying. But I might want to watch that again because maybe they were. But what I'm saying is, like, yeah, there's no way to prove it, but I think I feel it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Like, it's how I am, how I express what I'm doing in this moment may be the only way that it can be because of all the supporting factors, everything I am, who I am, like things in the past.
And see, I can't like, I don't know. I just can't believe that.
What do you
personally.
mean? What do you mean?
No, I personally just can't believe that. that you. I mean, I can believe that everything you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that's, I don't believe that that's I believe we have free will. Like, I don't believe that's an argument against free will. I don't believe that. So, I believe that's an argument for having information and making the proper decision, just as you would in anything. Like, I don't think it's set up.
It's complicated because it's like, I see what you're saying, because it's like, it's a decision, but why did you make that decision? You know what I mean? Like, and given the specific situation, whatever, whether you regret it or not.
The thing is, too, there's people out there that make the wrong decision, even after having all the right information. And you would think that is, I mean, I'm sure there could be experiments. There's probably already experiments on this because people are interested in brain activity and all that stuff. So I'm sure there's experiments out there that we could probably find. But yeah, like kind of like Minority Report. You saw Minority Report before?
I think I did.
With Tom Cruise?
I think I did.
Yeah, where, it was pre-crime. Where they basically predicted what you would do based off of all your past. So
yeah, that don't seem right.
That would be fine in your theory.
No.
Like, that would be fine.
No, that's
because
not
you
what
don't
I'm saying.
have free will.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
They're going to commit a crime.
I'm not saying I can predict what somebody's going to do. I'm saying that something in them, in their experience, is the reason they choose what they choose.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
And in that,
but that don't mean
that is the only choice that they would have made.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that.
But you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe that is the only choice that they would have made.
Okay. Because we have beliefs about the before life, the afterlife. Strong beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know for sure? Like, do I know for sure who you were before this life?
If people believe that. Like, there's people that don't believe that.
Exactly. Okay, exactly. Yeah. So
there's people that don't believe we have a soul. So, I mean, how can somebody that don't have a soul or don't believe? Yeah, everything, your experiences and everything are what shapes your life. But again, I don't think that's an argument against free will. That is free will. Like, that is free will. The fact that
that sounds contrary to free will. What you just said. You said your experiences shape your life.
Yeah, that don't mean it's not free will. Like, you have free will to do whatever. That don't mean, and just like you have free will to ignore that stuff. That's the bigger thing. Like, you can ignore all that. You can ignore being brought up with money and still go and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Kill somebody, do whatever you doing, even though you got everything and they gave you everything and whatever.
And so what I'm saying, there's a reason or several reasons that specific person ignored all of that.
Yeah, there might not be. He just made a decision because he has a conscious brain.
No, that goes against my theory.
There is a reason. Theory. That's what I'm saying.
There is a reason. There are reasons that people do that. There cannot be no reason.
No, there's no reason that people do that. The reason is because they decided to.
For some reason. For some reasons.
There's not a reason for everything. Like, there's not a reason for.
Like what?
Like, there's no reason for somebody who kills a kid. Like, they may have a reason.
I don't want to offend nobody. Less extreme. Can we go less extreme example?
I'm just
because
saying.
There's something I can say, but I don't want to offend anybody. Like, Is there another example you could give?
I mean, that's the most extreme example. I mean, anything. Take any crime. The reason anybody does anything, I mean, they may have a mental health issue, which
or not. It could be their way of thinking, or their perspective, or their environment or upbringing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if their environment was great, everything was great. Like, there's a reason they did that, and the reason is because they decided to. Like, they're not just out here doing whatever because it's just mandated
to?
Because they have a conscious brain.
But it doesn't come from nowhere.
They have a brain. Well, your brain is, thoughts come from nowhere. Like, you can think something from nowhere because you've been given a brain and you've been given a conscious thought. Why did you think that theory?
Because I mean, why did I think that?
Somebody put that in your mind?
I don't think so.
To think that theory?
No.
Like, I think that's contradictory then.
It's not contradictory.
Why not?
Because
if you're saying you know somebody put it in there, like, it's
no, I'm not saying no.
Go that
I'm
way.
not saying somebody put nothing anywhere. I'm saying that everything that who you are, that makes up who you are,
mm-hmm.
your experiences leads you to make the decisions you make. Or and you know what I mean? So
but it's just not blind. Like, it's not just blind experiences that make you think about those experiences. You take those experiences in. Like, it's not.
Which is proving my theory, which makes you make the next decision that was inevitable for you to make.
But that's the thing; it's not inevitable.
Once you make that decision,
once you make the decision,
once you make that decision, that's the decision you made.
Yeah, that's the decision you made. But that's not inevitable to make that decision.
But you can't say that you would have made any other decision.
But you can't say you wouldn't have. Like, how can you?
Because you didn't.
Yeah, but you can't say you wouldn't have made a different decision. Like, how can you say
you didn't?
You're going against your own theory. Like, you're going against your own theory. You are. Because you're saying you can't, once you make that decision, you can't say you can make any other decision. You can't make any other decision.
Right.
But you can't say that they wouldn't have made any other decision.
But they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't make that.
And everything in life ever led up to them making that decision.
Possibly, maybe.
But let me go back to what I find is when I used to be like real depressed and I used to think about my life and, oh man, if I could go back, I would never have sex, and I would never even be in a relationship, and different things. I would have just focused on school and grades, and I wouldn't all of this different stuff. I wouldn't have this stuff. Like, I would, for some reason, me painting that picture of my life used to kind of make me feel better. But then when I just say to myself, the way it happened is how it had to happen, I get some relief from that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can get relief from it, but maybe it's true. Maybe some of that stuff is true, though. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like, people are used, even though I'm saying that, everything in your life has to happen a certain way, and like that brought you here. But there's people that's not happy with what's here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So maybe there was a decision that you could have made differently. And if you did make that decision differently, maybe your life would have been better for making that decision differently. But you can't change it. That's one of the reasons, that's one of the things that separate us from animals, from, lower animals, because we're animals too. But our conscious decision making, our conscious, our thinking, our ability to take information in analyze it, and then deal with it and try to figure out the next steps. That's part of what makes us human. And I think too many people do try to like romanticize their past. And no, sometimes shit happens because you fucked up. Like people always want to say everything happens for a reason. No, it doesn't. Sometimes life isn't a meritocracy. Stuff happens, bad shit happens to good people, good shit happens to bad people. It's just what it is, because it's life. And maybe the bad shit happened to you because you fucked up. Like, and that's just what it is. That doesn't mean you can't recover from it. It doesn't mean you can't make a different decision in the future. And maybe you will make a different decision in the future. But I also don't think that means you will make a different decision in the future. That's why I don't believe your theory.
Because but the two have nothing to do with each other.
What do you mean?
You made this decision here, and you made this decision in the future.
Yeah. But that decision, in all respects, should have had some type of weight on the newer decision.
That is in support of my theory.
But it doesn't have any weight on the new decision.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? No.
There's people that make decisions and then make the same damn decision over and over.
What I'm saying is there are several reasons that happens. It's not just based on one thing. It's true. I really believe it's true.
You might believe it, but I don't believe it.
You don't believe? Okay. What don't you believe? Because what I'm saying is who you are, coupled with your experiences, coupled with the way the world is.
Okay.
Like
I'm with you.
So there's several things that can lead to you making a decision, or lead to how you are, or lead to what you do in your life.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like, what is it that you don't believe that I'm saying?
You're saying that negates free will. And that is free will.
Listen, I'm not
That's
saying,
what I'm saying. That is free will.
But listen, I'm not saying what I'm saying.
I'm with you with all of that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't negate free will. That is free will. That's the point. Like, that is free will. Like you are
what
you're making a conscious decision, and that's what I'm saying. There's people that don't make that conscious decision. There's people that don't take what happened to them in the past. There's people that don't take that into consideration. There's people that don't use that and continue to make the same decisions over and over.
Right, but
there's no reason for that other than
yes, it is.
It's them deciding to make that decision.
Something in them, something that's a part of them.
No, it's nothing, and that's it. That's just it. There's nothing.
How can you say that? You can't say that.
There's not a mystical force that is making them.
A mystical force.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
What I'm saying is you are who you are. I am who I am.
Yeah.
There are decisions I'm going to make that you're not going to make, and vice versa.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Okay.
That's free will.
Are you
if we had free will, we wouldn't be.
Are you saying that's totally based on environment and experiences, or is there a person in you that?
Oh no, I definitely think it's totally based on environment, experiences, and
okay, wait. So
it's nature and nurture. It's both.
Your parent, you have your parents and your the people that in your family, in your bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Part of them being who they are, that partly makes you who you are.
Yes.
Okay.
It don't necessarily affect certain decisions you make, but it does. It does. It may. Let me put it that way. It may, but I don't think it always affects the decisions you make.
Yeah, I'm not saying that any factor is like standalone. I say they all matter, or in certain situations, maybe one matters more than the other.
Yeah, and that's a decision to weigh.
But there's a reason
matters.
that you're making that decision
because your brain, you thought of it and you made the decision.
And why did you think of it? Because
of your experiences and stuff,
or because of your makeup.
There's nothing,
or because of your makeup, or both combined.
Well, what's your makeup? That's the point. That I think we need to get to that. I don't know if we got enough time, but
whether it be, and
I don't believe.
And I'm
that
not
people
saying,
are,
and I'm not saying I have all the answers, and I'm not saying that any of us know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean we don't. Everything's a theory.
Because there are people who...
Well, no, not everything is a theory. Let me take that back. A lot of things are theories, but there's scientifically proven stuff too. But scientists don't know everything. No, they don't know everything.
So there are people who believe that we are spirits, or there's spirits inside of our bodies and we come and we live this life in our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's people that believe that we live forever.
Right.
There's reincarnation. Mm-hmm. People that believe in reincarnation. People that believe that we just go into the universe. I mean, there's a lot of different beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and whatever, and I'm not here trying to defend or shit on anybody's beliefs. Like whatever they believe, that's for them. I'm just speaking on my own beliefs.
Mm-hmm. So I'm presenting a theory here. Basically, you don't agree or like my theory.
No, I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I don't think it's true. Basically. But I mean, I can't prove it.
You understand.
I can't prove it, and you can't prove it. So
there may be no way to prove it unless
there may be
you're
no
all
way to
knowing. Like,
not even that. Or if we can go back in time, when we can time travel. Eventually. Or when we're all robots.
But not even then. Not even if like the robot thing, but as far as time traveling, all right, you can time travel, but can you go above? Can you go outside of this life and say, yeah, we're souls that, come to fruition?
Well, the soul thing, no, you can't. I mean, we'll probably, we may be able to prove it one day, but
yeah, I mean,
you can't prove it now. So, no, the soul thing is not going to be proven anytime soon.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is you have a soul that comes in and it's preordained.
No, I'm not saying that. No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, you're saying it has a certain... Well, I don't understand that.
I'm saying that whatever makes you who you are, bunch of things.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff.
Leads to you making decisions.
Okay, I can get with that.
So what I'm saying is...
But there's a reason for that.
What I'm saying is... It seems like... What I'm saying is I have a theory that maybe the decisions that you make are the only decisions that you could make. They're the only decisions that you would make.
And that's where I differ.
How so? How so?
I already explained it. Wait. I already explained it. Like, we're just talking in circles now.
I'm just trying to understand.
You're not going to understand because you believe that. I don't.
I'm not.
So
it's a theory.
I know it's a theory, but it's a theory that you really believe.
I'm not saying I even believe it.
Well,
I'm just
that's
saying
what you're saying.
It's a theory. Like. No, I'm saying it's a theory that seems like it may have truth to it.
Okay.
And you can't disprove
agree with it.
But you can't disprove it. You can't
prove that though. Like you can't prove it.
You're right.
So
you're right.
There's no
you can't disprove it.
There's no there's nowhere to go. It's like checkmate. Not even checkmate, it's just check. Because there ain't nothing else to do.
It's a theory that can't be proven or disproven unless you are God or you have knowledge of such things. you can't prove that there's nothing that affects the core of who you are, you know.
That's what I don't believe. I don't believe there's a core of who you are when you come as a baby. There's stuff in your DNA. There's things that you have from your parents, like your features.
You don't believe
and your stuff like that. But I don't think.
But you can't say that it's not true. You can't say that it's not true.
Well, no. You can't say anything is not true. That ain't tactile. But yeah, I don't believe that there's like a I don't know, that just sounds too much.
You believe it's people are more so shaped.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is nurture. There's instincts when I say nature, there's instinctual things that happen.
But that disproves you saying like there's a blank slate then. Yeah, I think I am arguing that there is something there, whether it be DNA, whether it be if some people want to say a soul, there is something there too. I think there's something, and like you said, you agree at least with the DNA part, but you said, so what accounts for how you feel about something, your personal morals? Is that just?
I think that's nurture.
But you said earlier, like you can be raised a certain way and not go by that.
Yeah, and you make a decision not to. Like, that's not hard to understand to me. Like you can make a decision to not be morally right. I've done it. Like I've done shit in my life. My parents have not taught me. I have not been around it. I have not. I don't think it's coming from some mystical place. I don't think it's coming from me as a like it just in my soul.
But what about
to make these bad decisions? I think it was coming from my experiences and stuff that I felt like doing because I thought about it and I was like, this is what I want to do. I didn't make that decision because of.
But why?
Because that's what I wanted to do.
But why?
Because I wanted to. I made the conscious decision.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
because you have a conscience. Like your brain is able to process information and think about it. And that's what I did. And I made the wrong decision on purpose. I knew it was wrong. Morally, I knew it was wrong. I still did it. That ain't how I was raised. My parents taught me better. They taught me to do certain things. They taught me to be a certain type of person.
Right.
And I still did not do that. And I knew it was wrong when I didn't do it.
And I'm arguing that there are reasons that you did that.
Yeah. And I don't believe so. The only reason was because I wanted to. I thought about it and I wanted to do it. I don't believe that I was just destined to make these badass decisions. Like it was a decision that I did.
But you did.
Yeah, I did it because I decided to do it. Like that's the point. That's the farthest away from what you're saying.
But why? But there's reasons you decided to do it.
There's no reason.
There are plenty of reasons.
No, there is no reason. I think that's a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out.
It is a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out.
Because people like to think there's a reason, but there is no reason.
Listen,
the reason
you're making it a moral thing. I'm not making it a moral thing. I'm
not even saying moral.
All I'm saying is there are reasons that you make the decisions that you make.
Yeah, the reason was because I made it. Like it wasn't some mystical reason. There wasn't nothing in me because I made that decision.
Let's have an example because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean, we can agree to disagree. But
can you think of an example? Because
what do you mean?
You say, okay, say when you were younger, you went and did something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got in trouble or whatever. There were reasons you made that decision to go do that. It wasn't completely baseless. It didn't come from nowhere.
No, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from my brain.
It came
to formulate a decision It came from me.
What are the other factors?
The other factors
you
were...
have friends, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They contributed. Right there.
I felt like I needed to, in one particular way. I'll give one example. When I shot an arrow, like from a compound bow. I could have killed somebody. I'm glad I didn't. But I shot at an angle because my cousin, they hunted with bows, and I saw the arrow. I always wanted to do the shit because I saw it on a cartoon. I saw that I saw when somebody shot the arrow straight up, which is a dumbass thing to do. I didn't shoot it straight out. I shot at an angle and then went into dude's house like a mile away. And I just remember I thought it would be funny. I looked at it. I thought it would be funny. I remember the cartoon. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this because it'll make my cousin laugh. And it didn't. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you about to kill somebody and we going to jail. And I damn near almost did. And got in trouble. Badass decision. No reason other than I thought about it. I thought about it. Okay. Like, I thought I was going to be in better with him. He was a little older than me. So I felt like maybe I could make him laugh, make him, show that I can shoot this bow, and because it was hard to pull back.
Okay. Now, can I say a bunch of stuff and land and present my case? You said came from nowhere, right? You just thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
And what you...
Well, no, I didn't. I mean, it didn't come from nowhere, but it came from something that I looked at. Or I thought about it and processed it. And, it wasn't some mystical thing. Like,
I'm not saying it's a mystical.
Not even mystical. Like, just in me. It wasn't in me to fucking shoot a bow.
And the whole time
it was nurtured because I saw it on some cartoon that probably, maybe I shouldn't have been watching, or maybe it would have been all right. Maybe it was just innocent.
Right.
But it was how I processed the information.
Well, this whole time too, I want to say I haven't been saying it's just one thing. Not even just the one thing, the whatever's inside of you. I'm saying it's a bunch of things. For some reason, it's you make the decisions that you make. And what you described several things that led to that decision.
Mm-hmm. And there's things that led to that decision that I processed through my mental capacity to process. Like, the decision was made, so you can't say, you can't go back and be like, oh, well, but I definitely thought about it. I definitely had 4 different scenarios in my head that I thought about and picked the one that I wanted, that I thought would get the most reaction.
So
I had that. I saw it and was like, yeah, I probably should leave that shit alone because I don't know how to shoot an arrow. I don't know how to shoot a bow, for one, because I didn't hunt. They hunt. But I didn't leave it alone because I was like, well, that decision ain't gonna get nobody's reaction. Like, I've consciously thought this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that decision ain't gonna get this reaction that I think I want.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next decision is I should just shoot the barn, which they had like the target set up and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can just do what you're supposed to do. Why the fuck would I do that? Because that's not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm fucking nuts. So at the time, that's what I'm thinking. Like, so I chose to shoot that shit in the air a mile away.
So all I'm saying is it's a theory, and I'm just saying it's a theory that all the factors in this situation led to that decision. And the theory is, I'm not saying this, I'm not going too deep with it, I'm not saying it's a belief, but I'm saying is the theory is that's the only thing that you would have and could have chosen because of all of the factors. There was something in you that ended up choosing that You wanted to impress your cousin?
My cousin, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that your family even hunted, that put you in that situation. The cartoon you saw, like this is your first time doing this. All the factors led to this decision, which was the one you picked. And the theory is, and I'm not saying it's correct. Let me just say that, because we're
going to end on this theory.
I'm not saying it's correct.
We done had too much time, and we about to run out of space.
The theory is, and it could be, and I don't know if it can be, but if it can be disproven or proven. The theory is that's the only decision that you would have and could have made given all the factors. That's it.
Okay. That's all I can say is okay.
Okay.
I don't know how you get there, but
it's a theory.
No, I know, but I just don't know how you get to that theory.
Or it's a hypothesis, right? But how can you make my theory wrong? Like, you don't know.
No, that's your theory.
Okay. All right.
Well, we
can talk about
we
this
can end on this theory
hours.
Because I don't have the patience to talk about it for hours.
I wonder if yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Wrap the pod up. We got like 5 minutes.
But what I just said.
So people, check us out on the next. No, what you was about to say?
No, but
we got 5 minutes. What you about to say?
What I just said.
I want you to take this to a scientist and see what they say.
I would like.
They're going to tell you that that's like the bear. Like, you need to go back and think more, because they're going to be like, that's the bear. That's a bear hypothesis. Like, to get from that to that. Let's contact. We're going to contact Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm serious.
I don't think so.
I
don't think that's a bear.
Let's contact him.
I don't think that's a bear. Okay.
So next pod, maybe we'll have some exciting news, because I'm serious. I want to contact somebody, some scientist. There's a scientist out there. Please reach out. I will send him an email, but
yeah, let's do it.
I doubt he'll get back to us. But maybe. I watch Star Talk all the time, so there's ways to ask that.
Maybe.
But listen.
Maybe all the factors will lead to him responding and us having a conversation about it.
Maybe. And then that will be
the only decision
that we could have made.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all joining us. I hope we wasn't too much on that last segment, but it was cool though. I appreciate the mental jousting. But for now, we are out of here.
Peace.
I didn't mean that.
Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.